like I said, and again, when you're typing as you're watching, it's a bit madness. But as a quick recap, after the 10-minute mark, it was all lost. West Bromwich Albion spent periods chasing shadows. Tierney, Saka, Bellerin saw plenty of the ball. You know, as you saw, you know, I was really impressed with our fullbacks, man. And whatnot, people. It's something we don't need to see it. Then yeah, you do. You don't need to be here. Anyways, DG show. I do it how the hell I want. You want something else? Go elsewhere. Simple as that. Like I said, we had a lot of joy down there left first 15 minutes. You could see Saka, you know, is it any coincidence? We had more shots, we had more goals. Saka from the instant, he had, I think I got the statistics down the document somewhere. But, you know, 15 minutes in, he delivered one lovely ball from the right-hand side, something I don't see Pepe do at all. And he pulled it in, but Aubameyang just couldn't, you know, he couldn't extend his legs and things like that. So yeah, people, like I said, we was having too much joy going forward, and it was only a matter of time before we honestly bagged people. So yeah, people, let me grab out the tactics board. Please tell me you can still hear me, people. I'm moving the mic, as you lot can see. Where's my... Now, I'm not gonna lie, people, I was licked on New Year's and I can't find hella my the magnets. I'm gonna have to buy some, people, and I've clearly dropped it on the floor, as you can see. West Brom are in the blue. We're in the let me make this a bit bigger. Move this. West Brom are... What's going on here? Yeah, different lights and them things there. Whoa. Apologies, people. As you can see, or you can't see now, but yeah, we got there now. West Brom are in the blue. We're in the red. Apologies for all the calamity you're seeing. So yeah, people, let's quickly touch on West Brom. And West Brom's lineup is all over the place. That was me doing something earlier. They lined up in a 4-1-4-1, 4-4-1-1. Apologies. And I think quickly it went out the window because they had issues. You know, it looked to me, again, I ran out of things. So this is the one in midfield. You know, Pereira is going unnecessary into positions elsewhere. Callum Robertson, like in the second half, he had more joy, but he's pulling out to the left. Instantly, they've got no focal point. So is it any coincidence our centre-half saw a lot of joy on the ball, people? That's where they struggled, in my opinion. Their midfield, Gallagher and whoever, they quickly went into old habits. I feel their fullbacks weren't supporting enough, people. Their wingers weren't supporting their fullbacks. And as you could see, apologies, I don't want to mess this up. 4-4-1-1. As you could see, Tierney was having the freedom of the city. Move you out the way for a minute. He was going up and down. Bellerin also. And for me, you saw it for the first goal. There's around 20 passes for the first goal, which, again, you don't shoot, you don't score, you don't attack, you don't score. So, again, so yeah, people. And then this is where Darnell Furlong messed himself up. Tierney was always going forward. But as a fullback, Darnell Furlong, you have to tell Tierney to go down here, you know. And it's quite poor from him, you know. He's not really showing Tierney down the flanks. He's allowed Tierney to go down the flanks because Tierney's decided to do that. He's chopped him and come inside. Now, this is, as a fullback, you know you've messed up when your fullback comes inside. He's given way too much space, and Tierney bends it in, and it's a fantastic goal from Kieran Tierney, sort of thing. And that got us going, people. And like I said, there was, for me, 14 key passes, 20 passes in particular for Tierney's goal, and Tierney deserved that. He absolutely done him. But West Bromwich Albion were giving way too much space to our people. And then you look at our goal again, people. Let me move everybody all the way back. Apologies, people. As you can see, this is meant to be Lacazette. Like I said, I lost stuff, people. So it's an L for Lacazette. And like I said, people, when we named an attacking lineup. Our players are getting forward. We're having more shots. It's not a coincidence. We've scored, sort of thing, people. So when you look at it, you know, it was a lovely pass move, but in particular, you know, you had Smith Rowe and Saka. You know, the ball went in. I can't remember how it went, but all you need to know is, you know, Smith Rowe makes this run. You know, he makes this run onside. Lacazette puts it behind, but it's all about running. It's all about movement. Saka's intelligent enough to know where this ball is coming in, and it's literally a triangle, and it's resulted in a goal. Why I love that goal is, first and foremost, once again, interchanging movement. Once again, people are not just playing a pass and admiring it and saying, oh, look how great that pass was. Smith Rowe, Lacazette, Saka, Tierney, they're all, they're making passes and then offering an angle. We're playing one touch, two touch. We're doing the triangle business. We're doing everything we need to do. They're chasing shadows. We've hit them cold, people. The second goal was an absolute madness, people. Absolute madness. And like I said, I really like Arteta's tactics, because it seems like he stopped overloading them with information. It seems like he's giving them the freedom to go out there and do their thing in the final third. And obviously, everyone looks on it, and as much as I can talk about Arteta, it's about the confidence of these players, and they've got to be confident in all aspects, because again, Lacazette was amazing, but Lacazette's genuinely believing he can score from every angle, to the point where you're saying, what's going on, sort of thing. There was a couple of times he's not looking and he's shooting from wayward angles, but I don't mind that. There was times where man was scared to shoot. The third goal was absolutely amazing as well, in the sense of, can I even show it with this? As you look, I don't even think I can display it, people. I literally don't even think I can display it with that. But long story short, again, we're playing out from the back. Leno's found Marie. In fact, I really can remove all of that, people. Let me put the tactics back. I can't wait till I have a real tactics board, people. It'd be amazing. We would have come quite the long way. But for me, it's a simple one. If you lot remember rightly, Pablo Marie, he's tried to palm it. He's got it off Leno, and he's just tried to pull it into that angle, into that space, and it's being cut out. But obviously, you remember Aubameyang, he had a hand in two of the goals. He simply won it back, people. He's eventually won it back. Obviously, it's gone out to Saka eventually on this hand side. Saka's put it over. Saka's pull it in. And then you've seen a bit of pinball, Lacazette is here still, by the way, people. You've seen a bit of pinball. Smith Rowe shoots, it doesn't happen. And Lacazette, who I haven't got a marker for, bags people. So like you can see, people, again, two of at least the second and third goals, quick movement, people. There's runners, there's things like that. Some of these goals were things of beauty. The last goal was another quick move. So again, like what was with us last season, there's movement off the ball. So it tells me these players can do it, because they did it against Fulham. They did it in the second half against Sheffield United. They did it against Chelsea. The problem for our players now is they need to do it consistently. And I think it also, apologies, people. Can you still hear me? I do think it comes down to tactics and Arteta giving them the freedom, but at the same time, it's the mentality. I'm seeing players want the ball. They want to stand up to be counted. They want to make the difference and things like that. So I was impressed, man. Lovely counter-attacking moves. It seemed like there was a method to our madness. Like I always say, when I've looked at Arsenal previously this season, I haven't seen anything to suggest there's necessarily been a way of doing things, or a certain sort of, I can't see what we're working on all week and coming into a game like this sort of thing. But now yesterday, I did see that. I did see movement. I did see the goals we scored. It's like we worked on those goals on the training ground. It seemed like there was muscle memory. Those were Wenger balls. And on like a couple of goals against Chelsea, these are goals that I saw from last season, primarily in the FA Cup. Obviously, you've got to shout out the goal we scored against Palace. So yeah, man, that's what I wanted to see. What can I say? There's not much more to speak about from a tactical point of view. For me, we smelt blood and we went and killed them off early. How often, there's been games like against West Brom, as you lot know, where we'll go into those games, we'll dominate possession, we'll huff and puff, but we'll go into half time and it's 0-0. So I was happy to see we scored 2 goals. I was happy to see we had 11 shots. You don't shoot, you don't score. When we're actually crossing the ball, there's a method to it. I do think we need people to get into the box more, and we need people to behave like a poacher, because there was a couple of times I didn't see anybody in those positions. But you get the point. You don't shoot, you don't score. We're playing players in the right positions. We're not overcomplicating things in the lineup. For me, we're not overloading the players with information. Like, it looks like Arteta's found that balance between what he wants from these players and giving them freedom. Again, it's only been 3 games. I give credit for all 3 games, because it's tough games to play. But with respect to Chelsea, I respect the Chelsea result. You should be beating Brighton and West Brom. You know, I know going to Brighton is a difficult ground for us, but they've been in woeful form, to put it nicely. You should be winning. You know, West Brom conceded 5 goals before bucking us. You should be winning that. You know, the Chelsea game, I give them all credit for that, but the Chelsea game is the only one I'm like, all right, cool. It's business as usual for the rest. So again, we need to be very careful of conclusions drawn based on the 3 games we've seen. Can these boys do it for 10? Only time will tell. You know, like I said, people, closing thoughts, you know, ending thoughts, you know, like I said, we had a collective plan. There was confident football, movements and shots led to goals, not pointless crossing upon end with no real end goal in sight. You know, the mentality was good. And for me, there's pressure for spots in this team again, something I don't necessarily see. For me, it was fantastic that we killed the game. For me, we took advantage of that 20-minute spell, you know, in the 20-minute mark in that little, I think we was really super for the 20 to 30 minute period in the first half. And we made it count with 2 goals. Equally at the hour mark in the second half, we scored 2 quick fire goals as well them times. You know, we scored 2 goals each half. Who's complaining? Basically, you know, who is? Nobody can, people, really and truly. And I think I've got Arteta points. Like I said, not overcomplicating, simple instructions, playing people in the right area and the right players. And also for me, that's meant to say much. You know, attack is a form of defense, but it's what you do with possession. You know, I think too many times this season we've played teams and we've given the ball away very cheaply. And you know, anyone that's played football, especially if you're a defender, when your team's just handing the ball back to the opposition and they're coming at you again and again and again, you get tired, mistakes begin to happen. So I'm seeing a bit more maturity on the ball. I'm seeing us caress the ball a bit more. Like I tell you, look, my coach told me a ball is like a female. You're meant to treat a ball like a woman. Apologies for sounding outdated, but if you have girlfriends, you're not mean to your girl. You know, you're very light-handed and stuff like that. Even those of you that are tradesmen and you got them tough calluses on your hands, you're very nice. And at Arsenal, I want to see us caress the ball. I want to see us look after it. I saw that yesterday, you know. Couple of games prior, I was like, we don't love football because we're just giving it away cheaply. So attack is a form of defense, or how you hold on to it isn't a form of defense. You know, 20 plus shots at the end of the game, 11 shots in the first half. You don't shoot, you don't score. That's another benefit for me. You know, sadly, Aubameyang cannot buy a goal right now. And like you can see here, people, reading some statistics, you know, Kieran Tierney has created 15 chances in the Premier League since the start of December. You know, he would have way more assists if we could actually finish. You know, most clean sheets away from home this season. Martinez and Leno, both on 5 apiece, both are former goalies. So that, make of that what you will. Arsenal produced 12 shots on target against West Brom. That's the most they've ever produced in a Premier League game since Sir Arsene Wenger left the club. Hit up the like button, please, people. Arsenal have scored 4+ goals in a Premier League away game for just the second time since Arsene Wenger departed the club. It's the first time we've done it in over 2 years. You'd probably have to go back to, I believe, Fulham. Bukayo Saka propaganda. You know me, I'm never going to miss an opportunity. He had 53 touches, 7 crosses, 6 touches in the opposition's box, 4 shots, 2 shots on target, 1 chance created, 1 take on completed. Not that I care about that. And obviously scored. You know, simply put, another fantastic display from the 19-year-old. Lacazette's got 7 goals this season, at least 4 more than any other Arsenal player this term. Lacazette has scored 5 away goals in the Premier League this season, his best such return in a single tally in the competition. You know, no player had more ball recoveries than Hector Bellerin, who had 6 yesterday. And that's the only negative I can see probably from that game, is that he's injured now. You know, again, I hope it was just a minor knock, but he wouldn't have wanted to come off unless there was something serious. You know, Bukayo Saka, obviously, we've had 2 goals made from Haaland. His last 2 Premier League goals have been created by Smith Rowe. You know, a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old, 2 academy prospects doing what they need to do. Bukayo Saka has now scored or assisted in each of his last 3 Premier League games. An assist against Brighton, a goal against Chelsea, and a goal against West Brom. He's been directly involved in 3 of Arsenal's 4 Premier League goals. You know, he attempted 3 shots in the opening 16 minutes against West Brom, more than all other players on the pitch combined. His 4th shot was a goal. You know, this is what we need to see. And that's something for Willian and Pepe to concede. You know, when I'm looking at Saka, first and foremost, he believes in himself. He plays the game in a simple way. When there's a chance to pass, he passes it. When there's a chance to shoot, he shoots. You know, he puts the balls in dangerous areas. Like I said, the opening period, I think it was the 16th minute, or it might have been before that. He's got the ball on the right-hand side, knocked it on his left and just put a ball in. And Aubameyang, if he was a bit longer, a bit longer in a footballing sense and could grow his legs a bit, he could have got a goal. When I look at Saka, I see more clarity. I see better decision making. And for a 32-year-old and for a 25-year-old signed for 72 million, you should be ashamed. You know, Willian, you should feel like Saka's your nephew. Pepe, you should feel like you're being shown up by your younger brother. I know typically the younger brothers are the better footballers, but you know, you need to pattern up a bit. So it is what it is, man. You know, there's a lot for these players to learn from. Since the start of last season, Saka's been directly involved in 22 goals in all competitions, 15 assists and 7 goals, people. The second most by a teenager currently playing in the Premier League after Mason Greenwood. You know, 2 star boys. No player completed more take-ons in the first half than Kieran Tierney with 3. I'm not a fan of the take-on business, but, you know, it's nice to have fullbacks that want to go forward. They have to want to go forward. Tierney is the first Scottish player to score an away goal in the Premier League for us, which is good. I already mentioned this as well. We attempted 11 shots in the first half. That's the joint most we've ever produced in the first half of Premier League football under our coach Mikel Arteta, people. Also with 12 shots on target and 21 shots overall against our opposition. These are both the highest figures managed by an Arsenal side under Mikel Arteta in the Premier League. Arsenal have 1 more point this season after 17 games. 1 more point than we did last season after 17 games. So again, make of that what you will. Should we quickly browse over Mikel Arteta? We're not going to go over better yet every comment he said post game, but you know, we might as well see something our bosses had to say, people. On being able to enjoy the performance, it's always tough to win away from home, and the way we've done it, it was a really convincing way, especially in this difficult weather. But I'm pleased it's 3 in a row now in the last week, and we talked about the importance of this week for us, and being able to win all 3 matches is important. Exactly, we can't rest on our laurels, but we knew this was, I wouldn't say it's a week to decide our season, because I think we've decided how our season's going to go based on how poor we've played, and we're playing catch up and being reactive. But he's fully right on that. He also said, yeah, you know, that was what he wants to see. He said, yes, there were moments I thought we were really good, both defensively and offensively, and attacking wise, we have movement. That is exactly what I want and exactly what we try and teach the players to do. In other moments, we became a bit sloppy in certain moments when we thought that the game was won. I defo believe that, you know, we got, naturally as humans, there was an air of complacency in our game. I believe in both halves, and we've got to not do that. But we smelt blood and we went in for the kill, people. He's asking if we can build on them. He said, I hope so. The energy and the convincing momentum that you get from everyone that is involved is much more positive. I wasn't that concerned with the performances. We lost games where I felt we were really unlucky, and most of them, it was our own fault because we made some errors and we lacked some discipline in certain moments. I agree with that, Arteta, but we lost because we weren't good enough. Long may this continue, though. I do think I agree with what you're saying, but I think it's a bit of cherry picking. You know, he bigged up Bukayo Saka and the young G's. You know, I don't need to read that because I picked them up enough. You know, on whether this is the closest we've come to playing like a Mikel Arteta team. I mean, I saw we're forgetting the FA Cup. I think these journalists are, but he said, I keep saying what he's sorry, people. He said, well, this is an Arsenal team with an idea what I want with our staff to transmit to the players to play. But in certain moments, it was very close to that, yes. And he ain't got 30 players yet to really do his thing. Aubameyang's need for a goal is always going to be a hot topic. He said, I keep saying we can't keep putting all the weight on Aubameyang's shoulders to score the goals. We need contributions. The midfielders need to score more. Not too sure how many midfielders are going to how many midfielders can score more. You know, the only one I see as being a goal scorer is Joe Willock, purely because he gets into those areas. Xhaka scores the occasional banger. El Nene, it's not him. You know, he scores the occasional great goal as well. Occasional. Ceballos hasn't shown me anything. So again, we need midfielders who can score goals. You know, Partey isn't brought here to score goals. So without better personnel or different personnel, not too sure how many midfielders are going to score. But obviously, the Smith Rowe needs to learn to chip in. I know he's getting assists, but can he start scoring? Saka obviously is doing what he needs to do. Hopefully, Nelson can follow on with that, and Martinelli and all these wingers can do that. He also said, Oba had chances today to score, and it was the same in the last game or so, but I'm so pleased because in the final third, we looked lively and there was a lot of movement. There is good energy. There is real purpose, and everybody is playing forwards. It's like we are free to play there, and the understanding is allowing us to generate a lot of things there. That is fact.
on Partey, which is a benefit. And again, if Partey is not fully fit, don't involve him. Hopefully he can be involved in the FA Cup and continue his rehab. He said, well, he hasn't trained with us fully, but he has done most parts of training in the last few days. He's feeling good, and we'll assess him if he needs another 2 or 3 sessions to see if he's 100% available to play. Obviously, I don't want to go over the cliche of like Partey's a new signing. He bigged up Kieran Tierney on wearing the t-shirts, and he bigged up Tierney's performance as well, people. And you know, I have to respect Kieran Tierney because as a man, and not let alone a footballer, he's 22 years of age. He's come up to London by himself. He's in a flat, isolated, and not once have I questioned his professionalism. Not once have I questioned an element of complacency. He's here to make a real meal of things at Arsenal, and he gets it. And that's what I want to see. So big up Kieran Tierney. That's what Arsenal's gaffer had to say on the game, people. So it is what it is in that regards, people, firmly.